About 12, maybe 13 years ago, I heard personally the CEO of McDonald's worldwide, say, every 10 years, the number of McDonald's restaurants worldwide has doubled. And he said, today we have 30,000 restaurants. So we need to plan and assume that in 10 years we'll have 60,000 restaurants. Well, let me tell you, today McDonald's only has about 32,000 restaurants, and that gentleman, Jack Greenberg, is no longer CEO of McDonald's because he made the classic misassumption that what had worked yesterday would continue to work tomorrow. And as it was said in the introduction, the only constant is change. Just because something has worked so far doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow. And assuming that it will can be a huge mistake. And what happened shortly after that statement by the CEO of McDonald's was that for the first time in the history of McDonald's, they made a loss. They actually had a quarter where they made a tremendous loss. And as a result, it was a wake-up call, and they realized they had to do something different. And they looked at key areas to change, and they brought me in at that point to focus on bringing up the training of the employees to a new level, to a new standard in all 120 countries and 25 different languages. And as a result of those initiatives, McDonald's was able to turn around the situation and was able to get their stock price higher than it had been for a long time. But they did it by doing something different. Up to that point in the history of McDonald's, they had driven growth by multiplying the number of restaurants. And what they decided to do, and what they realized when they did realize they had to do something different, was they started to focus on the quality of the restaurants, and rather than looking at the quantity of restaurants. And they had to take a very, very different approach, because again, what worked yesterday isn't necessarily going to work tomorrow. And you always have to be looking to what do we need to do different. And that's why I say a leader challenges the status quo. So to be a successful leader in today's fast-changing world, you must have a positive but flexible attitude. This is a great statement by Henry Ford. And we heard a little bit about Henry Ford from one of the other speakers this morning. Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're probably right. What you believe about yourself, about your business, about your country, influences how you're going to act. And the only complaint I have about India is that so many people in India have a very negative view of their own capability. As I said, India is a great country. India has huge, huge potential. But yet many people in India say, well, there's so many problems here, we're not going to be able to resolve them, we're never going to grow this country economically much more than we can. I disagree. The potential here is incredible. You've got to believe it yourselves. When you believe that this is a great country and one of the greatest countries in the world, and possibly going to be the greatest country in the world in the next 10 or 20 years, then you're going to start acting accordingly. So put aside your self-limiting doubts and believe in the greatness of yourselves and your country and your ability to continue to do great things economically and otherwise. Believe that you can, and it will probably happen. Believe that you can't, and it will probably happen. And I'm going to end with this quote by Wilfred Peterson. Big thinking precedes great achievement.